Hi, guys. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. As I told you guys, I will be going live more often on my YouTube channel. And with that being said, welcome in, guys. Give me a moment. I am just trying to the information out there on my Instagram for you guys to see. Let me see what's happening. I'm trying to share it for you guys to be able to see it at the moment. Give me a sec, guys. So, with that being said, I am posting it out there for you guys. All right, guys, welcome in on the live. Just giving you guys a little bit of time to come on in on the live. Just giving you guys a little bit of time to come in on the live. Hi, guys, welcome in on the live. All right. What I'm gonna do now is I'm going to just put this in on my YouTube. Sorry, not on my YouTube, on my Instagram. Right? Sorry, guys. Pure foolish is me talking. But yeah, let me let me share this so those who want to come on and just listen in on the live, give their input in any way, shape, or form as well, they can. All right. My neighbor has her dog outside, so hopefully him not keep a bark in my life. All right. Yeah. So welcome in on the live, guys. Welcome in. All right. I think I've waited long enough. I did like a 2 to 3 minute wait. So now I'm going to get into it. And I am going to be using my other phone here to just help me because I did write all my notes on there. And with that being said, let's get into it. Um, okay. All right. Welcome, guys. Welcome in on the live. I'm also going to be checking in to see how this looks. All right. Nice. Nice and bright. I love it. Beautiful. Yes. All right, guys. So I'm going to share with you today 10 effective steps that helped me when I was leaving the narcissist and when I left the narcissist, especially because from my point of experience, or from my place of experience, we share a child together, right? So with that being said, I'll give my little disclaimer before I start off. So, thank you guys for definitely stopping by. Remember to tell a friend, to tell another friend, to tell another friend to hit the subscribe button, like, share, and leave a comment, guys. What I'll be doing is I will give a series of my journey, my personal experience, what I've been through on the live forum. Instead of doing vlogs, I thought I would just do some lives, right? And with that being said, the lives are quicker. They're easier for you guys to just grab, listen on your way to work, or listen, when you're going to bed or whatever it is, right? Versus the vlogs. The vlogs, I want to focus more on what's happening right now in life. This situation that I'm talking about, it has been 2 years now since I have separated, filed for my divorce, and have moved on with my life from my ex partner who was abusive. And a little bit of backstory for me is I was in a 11-year relationship with this person, married for I believe 8 of those years. And with that being said, there were all forms of abuse you can think of, including physical. And so today I sit here as a survivor and I can share my story. I can share my own personal experience. I can share the strategies I used to come out on the other side and to be able to no longer be called a victim, but now a survivor. With that being said, guys, disclaimer: anything that I share here in my live, this is my personal experience. This is not legal advice, but these are strategies that I took knowing the individual that I was with and knowing how to navigate around my personal situation. And with that being said, these are my personal steps. Will it work for you? Not necessarily. Might it work for you? Maybe. You never know, right? So at the end of the day, I'm here to share because in this day and age, one thing that is like so important is the sharing of knowledge from one human being to the other, right? So, with that being said, let's get into it. All right, guys. So, 10 steps. We're working through the 10 steps. And like I said, I made some notes on my other phone. So, I'll be, looking down sometimes at my phone. No disrespect, respectfully. All right. So, first step is number one is record patterns of the abuser's behavior, whether it is physically, emotionally, psychologically, financially. Record these patterns of behavior. The reason I say that is because for me, I had to go through the divorce process, and had I not record or have certain pattern behaviors. And when I say record, it could be whether you're recording a video of, them arguing with you and cursing at you and it just shows who they are. Or it could be where you're writing down in a diary or a book what is taking place because you're going to need to bring back to memory when that time comes. So that's why I say record patterns of the behavior. because this will also help you in your court proceedings. Because one thing about court is that you must come with facts, not he said, she said, facts. So at the end of the day, when you have your facts, you have your evidence, that's what will stick in court if you have to go through the judicial system. Another um another step is, I would say, or I put it as a step, but I could also throw it under here, is when you do record these pattern behavior is if there is physical abuse, ladies, and I speak to men out there if that's your situation too, but I am a woman, I went through it, and I'm speaking from a woman's standpoint. Make sure you go and seek medical attention. Make sure you are seeking medical attention. If it is the route where you're now ready to call the police and press those charges, you can also have that. When you seek medical attention and when you have the police assistance, this is where you get third party records of your abuse. So, with that being said, even if your facts or your evidence of just saying it in court is not holding up, you have the actual reports. You can request your reports here in Ontario. You can request your medical reports. And at this point now, they've set it up where you have like a My Chart system. So you can just go online and get your medical reports. You also can seek the criminal history. It, like, everything is there. You can go downtown to College Street and get the criminal records as well. So you have these. I remember when I went to get mine was like over 100 pages long. Like, everything is recorded, right? And I say this in extensive means because oftentimes an abuse victim don't leave their partner the first time. They may leave numerous times before one day they finally decide to definitely leave. And with that being said, these records will still be there even after the fact. So that's number one. Record patterns of the abusive behavior or the abuser's behavior towards you. Number two is open a bank account. Open a bank account for all the women out there who, you guys are in these relationships, you don't have any financial stability. Open a bank account. And remember, you're doing these things without your abuser's knowledge. Open a bank account. You would be surprised to know that your family and friends that support you, knowing the situation and knowing that you are not financially stable and they can transfer you funds into your account, they will help you in that way, right? If you have a church community that you can speak with the pastor and you know it's not going anywhere and you get the help, like, people will help you. In Canada, we do e-transfers. It's as easy as one, two, and three. Family, friends, well wishers, they will help you, right? So do not feel so desolate in your situation that you cannot get out of it. Open the bank account and watch God fill that bank account for you. You would be surprised to see how God fills that bank account for you, and especially if you have your children, for you and your children. Okay, so that's number two. Open the bank account. For all of my ladies, my girlies out there, that you don't have the financial backing, and that's also a form of abuse, open the bank account. Do you understand me? That's number two. Step two. Step one is record the patterns of abusive behavior. Step two is to open the bank account. Step three is to make an escape plan. Make an escape plan, guys. Do you understand me? When I say this, I mean you are now in the stage of where you are doing your research. So for those of you who are common law, you know right there and then you don't need to even find out about getting a divorce. But if there is a marriage in place, you need to do your research. You need to find out what it is that you need to do. And with that being said, when you're making your escape plan, you know pretty much your abuser's limitation. You know how far they will go. And oftentimes, a lot of women do not realize that it's not when you're in the situation with the abuser that it like I'm telling you, it may be bad, but it absolutely gets worse when you leave that situation. Because in the mind of a narcissist, how dare you leave me? I did not give you permission to. So, with that being said, you make an escape plan. Do your research, know where you're going to go, make your escape plan. If you have kids, it's even a little bit more complex. So, you have to make your escape plan around having your kids, right? And with that being said, that is number three. So, number four, yeah, number four is get legal advice, especially if there are children involved, and especially if you are married. Get legal advice. And I will say, ladies, don't sleep on going down to the courthouse. And I also forget to say this in my disclaimer, but everything that I speak about, this is from my journey living in Canada and living in the province of Ontario. Definitely get legal advice. Go down to the court's office. The minute you let them know that you've been in an abusive relationship, they will refer you over to the Barbara Schreifer Clinic. The Barbara Schreifer Clinic is amazing at connecting the dots for you. They will give you legal advice in terms of, they'll give you legal advice, speak to you and tell you a bit also about legal aid if you are low income, how legal aid can assist you in getting a lawyer. But what they do not do is they don't send, like, they don't represent you in court, but they will help to connect the dots in terms of helping you to understand how to apply for legal aid, and also help you to understand basically the steps that you're going to be taking moving forward. They also will listen to you. So it is a space that you can vent to someone and they will take that time to assist you. I have recently found out as well, excuse me, guys. I have recently found out as well that there is another place by the name of lukesplace.ca, and they are very big on assisting women, domestic violence survivors, with getting them legal help. They don't provide legal representation, but they also do the same thing that the Barbara Schreifer Clinic does, and that is connecting you to legal aid connecting you to lawyers that work through legal aid if you're looking for low income help. And they also connect you with just regular lawyers, pro bonos, right? So, Barbara Streifer Clinic and lukesplace.ca, you can check both of these organizations within the Toronto area. They are great at assisting you with the legal help that you need as a DV survivor, fleeing that relationship or marriage and needing legal help. Another step, we're at number 5. Another step is to pack a safety bag and leave with a friend or family member that you can trust. I'm going to repeat number 5. Pack a safety bag that you can leave with a family member or friend that you can trust. So, what this means is, should you ever be in a situation where your abuser is literally at ground zero with you and you are feeling truly unsafe in your situation, you can have that bag with clothes, toiletries, everything that you need for you and your child, whether you left it at your mom's place, at your friend's place, at a family member's place. You know you can go there. And also, if they can accommodate you, that would be amazing. If not, then you can always call 311 and get assistance based on the region that you're in. Get assistance and find out if you're able to stay at a shelter, right? I remember in my situation, at one point, my ex was talking so crazy. I did not come home the night. I opted to leave church with my child and we stayed at the hotel. And it was while at the hotel, I decided that I am going to, start the process with the Barbara Schreifer Clinic, start my legal aid process. And that was pretty much where I went from there, right? So that's number 5. Number 7 is never announce that your plan is to leave. Never. I'm going to repeat this. Number 6, never announce to your abuser that your plan is to leave. Oftentimes, announcing to your abuser that you're leaving can become a life and death situation for you. I have been there. Yes. I have been there because for me, I was completely checked out of my marriage from 2023, July of 2023. And when I said it to the person, they pretty much accost me in the apartment space and was saying to me, "Oh, well, why did I make them? Why did we build this life?" And pretty much, and basically it was like a situation where it's like you're de-escalating a bank robber. That's how I felt. And because this individual had pulled knives on me previously in our apartment space, I pretty much just told him what he wanted to hear to survive. So I say this to you: never ever announce to your abuser that you're leaving them. It can be as simple as a life and death situation, just announcing that to them. Yeah. Guys, I do hope that after sharing these tips and sharing these steps, that if you are in the situation that I was in, it will help you, right? Um, Number seven is once you have left the situation and you know for sure there is no going back, go no contact. The only time there needs to be contact is if you guys share a child and it's regarding that child. Other than that, go no contact. Do not do the back and forth with them. Narcissistic people, they thrive off the back and forth arguing. They thrive off egoistic behaviors, right? So don't do back and forth with them, go no contact, and the only time there should be contact is if there's a child involved. And with that being said, even with a child being involved, they will try to turn the narrative into something else. They will try to love bomb you in the way they talk to you. Oh, I'll never do it again. Listen, do not get trapped. There's a reason you left. There's a reason you felt unsafe with that individual. There's a reason you have done from steps 1 to 6 already. Sorry. So if you're at step 7, there's no going back. It would have meant that you've now chosen yourself, you've chosen peace, and you've chosen a better way of life for you. And like I said, if there's a child involved, for you and your child. I apologize in advance, guys. I'm not sure if you're hearing my neighbor's dog is just like making a lot of noise, barking up the place. So that was number 7. Number 8, in communicating, be very direct, be very straightforward. Do not leave any space for assumptions. Do you understand me? So, number 8, be direct in communicating. Don't leave any space for assumptions. Be direct with that individual. Make what you need to be known like straight as day. Example, I will be picking up the kids at 6 p.m. and that leaves no room for assumption. You're picking up the kids at 6 p.m. Point blank, period. We don't need to go back and forth. We don't need to wonder. We don't need to assume. We don't need to accuse, right? The conversation is straight as day. Be very, very direct in your instructions with this individual, especially if you are navigating the co parenting space. Um, Also, from my notes here, I wrote offer a parenting plan that's effective in writing. So, offer a parent plan which is effective, that works for both of you. You can offer that parenting plan in writing, right? And in writing can be, I would say, in a form of text message, or you can go into a lawyer and just draft up a parenting plan that's legally in place, but it's not a court ordered parenting plan. So this is just you and the person saying, this is what I'd like to do. And with that being said, this is what we're going to work towards. What it also does is I will be one thing I've noticed with narcissistic co-parenting is that they are not true to their word. They are very inconsistent. So within that inconsistency, you have to make sure you're writing down these patterned behaviors. right? And so, with that being said, we move on to number 8. Is it number 8 I'm at this point? I don't even know. I'm getting mixed up with the numbers. So the next one is speak through your lawyers. If you have navigated the space of trying to effectively co-parent with this person, and it's a constant back and forth, it ends up in an argument because for whatever reason, I will say to you at that point, speak through your lawyers. That's where effective communication will take place, speaking through your lawyers. And the next step is, share as little with your children as possible, because what that does is it gives room. Because I'm telling you, one thing with a narcissist is they're going to paint the picture to make sure that you are the villain in their story. So I will say this to you. Children don't remember oftentimes what you say to them. They oftentimes remember how you made them feel around you. I'm going to say that again. Children don't often remember what you say to them. They often remember how you made them feel around you in that moment. And one thing for sure, and two things for certain, a narcissistic co parenter will definitely make your children feel uncomfortable, because they will talk about you a lot, and your child they're hearing. And sometimes they may not remember what was said, but they remember how they felt in that moment. So do little talking with your child when it comes to the other parent, right? Let them develop their own relationship with that individual. And I kid you no lie, narcissistic persons, they burn their own bridges. So leave them to burn their own bridges. It's as simple as that. And number 10 and the final is stay alert and keep all your documents organized. I think that's self explanatory in itself. Stay alert and keep all your documents organized. And the reason I say to stay alert is because it is the post separation period that is the most dangerous. Like when I separated, this person was actually stalking me and I had no idea. The way I even found out was I saw the Facebook postings on his Facebook page talking about him watching me and that type of stuff. I had no idea. So remember to always stay alert. If you have kids, teach them what to do should a situation come up that that person, shows up to attack you or to hurt you or to harm you in any way possible. Teach your children escape plans. And I think with that being said, guys, I have covered 10 effective steps in leaving the narcissist. I did this in 34 minutes. That's good. Definitely, if you have any questions, if you have any feedback, go ahead and leave your feedback, leave your questions, leave your comments under the video. I love to see you guys engaging with me, because then I know, I have given you something to step off and I've empowered you with some form of knowledge that maybe you didn't know before, or maybe just needed some reinforcements. So, thank you guys. And like I said, I'm going to start going live a bit more and sharing. I will say anything pertaining to past situations, I will definitely probably do it more in a live format, because I'm not going to use my space of YouTube channel here to share this part of my journey on my vlogs. I'm going to be going live to talk about these, dropping some tips and tricks and gems for you guys. But then over on the video part of it, I'll be giving you vlogs and sharing a lot. There's a lot more to come in, guys, and I'm so excited to share with you all. So, I continue to give all my subscribers and supporters of the community all the thanks and appreciation. Thank you guys for supporting me. And just continue to share up the videos, continue to like them up, and continue to leave your comments for me. Okay, it lets me know that I am doing something right in some way, shape, or form. All right, so I'm gonna head out now, guys. Thank you and enjoy the video. If you were not here with me in the time that I did it right now in this live moment, enjoy it. I'm going to be posting it on the channel after. Bye.